anybody who's happening to watch this video. My name is Melinda. I'm guessing that most of the people on here are probably friends on my friends list on Facebook. If not, hi. So I'm just to clarify, I'm not a scientist. I don't have any real education. My profession lies with fish, but when you raise fish, you have a lot of maintenance in regards to water and balancing. And if you breed different, species of fish from different parts of the world, they all have different levels of pH and alkalinity. They have, a lot of differences in their water. You have to maintain it. You have to adjust it. So that's where, for me, I made this connection. I made this understanding, whatever you want to call it. So first off, I want to give out all my condolences go out to China and all the people that are affected by what's going on there. And it's unsettling to hear the screams at night, the wailing, the crying, that horrific sound at night there. I just got to say, I know. And I want to give you my heart goes out to everybody in China right now that's affected, period. All right, so I just want to begin. I kind of just got some notes here. I'm not trying to go verbatim off of anybody, but this is scientific fact. This is stuff that if you look up in medical journals, if you look up in scientific data, this is all stuff that's there. So I'm trying not to infringe on anybody's patent or anything. So I had to kind of turn it into my own thing here so that way I didn't do that. This is too important though for me to really care. I needed to make sure that this gets out. I didn't want it censored. I didn't want to go to some health authority and have them reword it for making a couple bucks. So it was very important to me to get this out. I have nothing to gain from this. If anything, I have a lot to lose. They could come here, whoever wanted to. I don't care. I'm not paranoid that way. But if anything, I would have a lot more to lose than to gain from doing this. So I'm not trying to get anything out of this. I'm not trying to get credit or props or anything like that. So I am not doing this for my own good. I am doing this selflessly for everybody to help themselves too, so we can empower ourselves, the patients, as you want to call it, empower the patients, whatever. We are not given the proper opportunity to be educated sometimes in these fields. And then people, just like with every other marketing thing, anybody that would know how to help us in this situation, they're waiting for that right moment to market it on it and try to charge a few bucks for it. Hey, I'm trying to go to school. I want to better my life. If you want to donate to me, that's great. I don't care. I'm not saying not to, but I just want this to get out. So damned if I do, damned if I don't, kind of thing. So here goes. Okay, so I've got a couple things that I've gotten written on here. This is an Obama phone, so you'll have to forgive me because it takes forever to get this stuff and it freezes. So if it freezes and I start swearing at it, I'm sorry. So let's go here to where I've got this written down. Okay. So at a chemical level, pH stands for the potential of hydrogen. Okay. pH is a measure of hydrogen ion concentration. So think of it like if your body's got hydrogen and oxygen, all that great stuff, without trying to confuse a person, it's a balance. Okay. So a pH is the way that the water balances it. Okay. And if we're made out of a lot of water, because some people are dehydrated, so this can't really qualify. You have to think of it on terms of not everybody's the same. So it could be 70%, 80%. It really doesn't matter. I'm not trying to get into the nitty gritty so that people can pick this apart. But pH is a measure of hydrogen ion concentration, a measure of the acidity or alkalinity of a solution. Okay, so that's really important. So acid is is a 2 or lower, 2.0, and a pH is acidic. Okay. Anything above, it's like a 7 is kind of getting there to alkaline. So the ideal proper number for the human body would be anywhere between a 7 to a 9. And when you get really high into the 9, you don't want an extreme of anything. I always like to say 7.8 is a great number, but that's just me. That's just me going on my own body and everything like that. And see, there goes the phone again. It's locking up. Why does it do that every single time? Okay, so sorry. But yeah, that's what it is. We want to like think about it in terms of science, in the way that if it balances in water, if everything in this world is we're all water, even the dirt's got water, and everything bases is off of water. I think water, like when it really gets into outer space, it spins around, and that's kind of what creates our planet, really, at an atomic level. So okay, so back to this. Um, Aqueous solutions of 77 degrees Fahrenheit, 25 degrees Celsius, with a pH of less than 7 are acidic, technically. Okay, so while those with a pH greater than 7 are basic or alkaline, the pH scale is 0 to 6.9, being acidic, with a 7.1 to 14, which 14 is just, you don't want to go there, but that's like alkaline. The body tries to maintain a pH of 7.2, which is moderately alkaline. Okay, sialic acid, is it proteases, and a low pH are three main inducers of coronavirus infection. So if it takes sialic acid, I'm forgive me with this one, proteases. So proteases and a low pH are three main inducers of coronavirus. Now, the thing is too, is that with cancer cells also thrive on the same combination. Okay, so like that's why carcinogens are a huge cancer inducer, because they ruin your DNA. And your DNA is blood. And if your blood is water, then see how that all, without having to have any education, you can see where that leads to and how that connects and how that's appropriate and accurate. Now, here's the part that's really important. So I wrote this one out just because my phone, even like right now, it's already shutting off. So here we go. pH and bodily healing. Unless the body pH is slightly above alkaline, so we're talking like anywhere is at, but so that's why I say I like to maintain a 7.8, so that above 7.2 or higher. Unless the body is above that, the body cannot, and I mean this is a cannot, period, ever. Like, this has been known since the 1930s. The body cannot heal itself. You cannot improve your oral or your general health, like bad teeth and stuff. You can't improve that. You can't even, like, you can go to the dentist and have, you know, roots and canals and all this stuff, and you can have your implants, and it's always going to get worse. Your bone is going to degenerate. So that goes to your body too. Your body's bone, your marrow, every part about you is never going to heal. All this stuff from radiation and the negative effects of carbon gases and stuff is all going to kill you, because your body can't fight it. And that's why, if your body has the inability to heal itself, you cannot constantly battle this stuff that's put into your body. So you cannot improve oral or general health until the pH is above a 7.0 at least. You know, and almost, if not all pharmaceutical drugs, meds, so like we're talking over the counter or pharmaceutical, it doesn't matter. Even your what is it, the supplements, your supplements, even the stuff that has the little pill casings on it, your herbal stuffs, they are almost all toxic, and they cause bodily pH to become acidic. So if you're taking aspirin, if you're taking Tylenol, if you're taking heart medication, if you're taking a Dollar Tree supplement for vitamin B12, your body is going to turn acidic. Now, I'm not really trying to put anybody down here. I'm not trying to claim that anybody's doing anything wrong with that. Just covering myself here. I'm just saying this is specific facts. This is known. And I was married to a microbiologist, molecular biologist, who also worked for a big pharmaceutical company back in his day. And he told me this too. So, I mean, this is coming from a first person's point of view, even having direct contact with a person for years that was in this field. When it's backed by this kind of information, it just really compels me to know, not to believe, but to know that there is truth in this. And you start to, if you start to do the real research and you start to get underneath of the propagandas of what, you know, doctors' offices and all that stuff, and when you take everybody's salary and put it aside, this stuff is what is written down in today's literature, as well as the 1800s literature. And history repeats itself. We need to learn about our history. It's going to help us learn what's true. Okay. So that, like, I'm going to reiterate that. So all ALL, that's all pharmaceuticals, meds, and drugs, be it over the counter or pharmaceutical, or, you know, like if it's prescription, okay, are toxic. And cause bodily pH to go to acidic levels. That, of course, like that says, you know, it's a 6.9 or lower, but still, I'm thinking that that's more the number that actually comes out of when you take medication of any kind. It takes and puts your body on a regular basis. If you're taking a heart medication every day, you're going to go down to like a 3.4 to a 2.1, I think it is. So really down there, like dangerous, like it's stupid. And so acid prevents, at the very least, it decreases the body's ability to repair damaged DNA cells, and also decreases the body's ability to remove heavy metals from your blood system, thereby making your body more susceptible to fatigue and illness. So, you know, you ever get the legs swell, it's the edema and stuff like that. You ever get kidney failure, you know, renal failure. You get all this stuff that's severely life-threatening, like you're gonna die. And a lot of it's because of the fact that your body can't repair it. Think of it like with a cold and a virus, the flu virus, the coronavirus, if you're constantly being bombarded with stuff, but for some reason you can't do what your body's natural ability is to do, which is to fight this stuff. We've evolved because we can fight these viruses and these bacteria and these things. That's what our bodies are meant to do. We're meant to fight off these things and survive. It's how life lives. And if you're more susceptible to fatigue and illness, over time they found that the fatigue and swelling in your legs, let's say, it actually destroys your DNA. I think it's like after a year of continual chronic fatigue and swelling and just general feeling, your DNA actually starts to destruct. And once that happens, then RNAs are created from cancer cells, let's say, and that's how cancer started. So cancer is a lot like a virus, and I'm not sure, but I'm sure that there's got to be some kind of connection between viruses and cancer. I wish that more people would like study that, so I'd know, or I'd go to school if I wasn't stuck here. Anyway, so your entire system is balanced and tightly regulated, which that's something a lot of people do know. We're very aware of that if you are. It's a tightly regulated biodome, so to speak. Since we are mostly comprised of water, everything pivots on a balanced pH. Without that balanced pH, it's imbalanced. And what happens to an imbalanced person besides going woohoo? It's that your body goes to shit. I mean, literally, pardon my French, it goes bad. You can't balance. And if the world wasn't balanced, if the gravity wasn't balanced, if going around the sun wasn't balanced, we'd be flying through outer space and we'd die in a half a second through a vacuum of space, ness and stuff. So, with that being said, with our bodies mostly being comprised of water, everything does pivot on that balanced pH. When your balance suddenly drops, so like let's say your pH just plummets all of a sudden, what ends up happening is your enzymes are instantly deactivated, not encumbered, not suppressed, not hurt. You didn't hurt their feelings. They are straight up like they're deactivated. And if you know anything about enzymes, like enzymes in your stomach, if you ate a cheeseburger with no enzymes in your stomach, you'd probably die from all the ingredients in a McDonald's burger, and you didn't have anything to digest it. You put a straight hamburger in there. Look what happens when you put a cheeseburger in the sun for a couple days. That's what would happen to your guts, and that wouldn't feel good. I know it wouldn't feel good. So now digestion is interrupted. That's like, that's kind of a given. And interrupted is an understatement. It's more like your gastrointestinal tract goes to bad, you get the GERD, or you could get, I'm not thinking the Crohn's disease. You could get Crohn's disease, and that stuff, it seems like a systematic failure. It's one thing after the other. And next thing you know, you're 70 years old and your body thinks it's 140, and you're not able to keep up. Look at all the stuff that's going on here. We can't evolve to keep up with these toxins and the bad stuff that's happening, the greenhouse gases and everything. We could, which is why some people do. Some people can survive it. But most of the time, we can't. Oh, and there went the phone with the dog. Sorry. That was nice. Thank you. So, let me get this thing fixed here. Sorry. Dogs are dumb. Okay. Stay phone. Hold on. Sorry. Let me make sure I'm all right here. Okay. So, hi. All right. So, your diseases and your viruses cannot survive an alkaline state. However, in low oxygen and pH levels, viruses, mold, bacteria, fungus, Candida, as well as cancer cells thrive. thrive. Not like kick it and invite a few people over for a couple beers. They thrive. They're like King Tut. They're like President Trump before he was a president. Going, you're fired. They thrive. They have a good time at it. They love it. They love to just tear your cells apart and rip them and eat them and make them clones of themselves. And that's the same way that cancer works, is the same way that viruses work. So the cure, it's really simple. Water. And not just any water. You got to be really careful with the water you choose. You can't use bottled water that's like, okay, so Aquafina is a good example. I hate you, Aquafina. There you go. I'm just going to put that out there. Aquafina water is at a 5.5. Did you know that anything below 6.2 ruins your teeth? I smoke. I have white teeth. Why is that? Because the enamel on my teeth is still good. Because I don't drink crap water. You can eat all the crappy foods. You can eat cheese 5 times a day. And let's make it mozzarella with not low fat, okay? Like you could eat mozzarella all day, every day for like a month, and you're good to go. Because like if you have good water in your system, everything regulates. Your digestion system works. But as soon as you quit drinking good water, everything starts to fail. But people don't want to think that. People don't want to, we all want to take the word disease. It's like dis-ease. It means to be not at ease, like at a current state. So our current healthcare system prefers to toxify our side effects. So they're taking and they're putting radioactive treatments to treat side effects of an underlying condition. But what is the condition? When it really comes down to, if we have an unfunctioning, unregulated, unbalanced body, everything's going to fail. And they're making money on it. They're making money on the fact that they can't, if your body isn't regulated, they make money. There's no money in the healthcare system if everybody's healthy. There's no money in the country. And if you look it up, the number one income for this country is cancer. I'm not talking about cancer treatments. I'm saying cancer, the disease cancer, is the number one income for America. I don't know about other countries, but without cancer, we would not survive as an economy. So, I mean, I'm just trying to say that the simplest, most understandable solution and the cure for coronavirus just so happens to be alkaline water. You can get alkaline water. I like to go to Costco. Costco has the Kirkland water. It is rated at a 7. It really varies depending on what state you're getting it from, but it varies from like a 7.8 to an 8.2. It's perfect. That stuff there is the bomb. Like the bomb. Don't get mineralized water. You don't want to get what is not iodized water? It's the is it iodized water? It's the distilled water. You don't want to drink distilled water because that's through evaporation. Okay, so like that's different. Even though you have a high pH with distilled water, it is not the same. Okay, you have to use water that goes through a natural mineralization process. That it's look it up. It's hard for me to explain without a chart and the little board, and I'm not going there right now. I'm too lazy, to do that. But I'm located here in Oregon. It's about to become the epicenter, and a pandemic is just the start of it. Trust me, they're going to run with this stuff, and if they can, they will, and they will lock us all down. You should look at some of the videos in China right now of everybody they've welded their doors shut. If you don't know that, they've locked millions of people in their homes and their apartments and everything like that, going door to door, and they've welded the doors shut. Think online, look it up. I'm not kidding at all. This is serious stuff, dude. Like they've gone crazy with it. Now, like I stated earlier in a post, and I'm not afraid. What do I got to lose? Somebody gonna come up in here and make my life worse? Please. So here's the thing. Back in January, there was 3 men convicted in China of hacking the American system and stealing a bunch of our information. So we brought them to justice. Okay, great, that's fine. But then a couple weeks later, President Trump on the 15th of January went to China. Just so happens that China, like during that time, had just recently come down with coronavirus. I don't know if he knows this. I don't know if anybody really paid attention. Maybe they do, I don't know. But all of a sudden, 2 weeks later to the day, we started showing signs and symptoms here. That's how it made it here. I guarantee it. Let him come and shoot me in my sleep. My life would be like, you know, a little less stressful, I think, you know, compared to what I'm going through here. But the thing is, look at the dates. You'll see that he made a trip over there, came back, and now we're all getting it. And it's like, I mean, nobody could have seen it coming. If they did plant that on him, if somebody in China did get one of their, you know, if it was something like that, just saying, that it'd be super easy to do and nobody would have detected it. And by the time they figured it out, who knows? Like, it'd be like the doctor there in China that they arrested when he found out about this and tried to announce it so that people would have lived. So you know, I guess that what I'm trying to say is, let things come to me that will come to me if they will. If there's bad that comes from this, then I mean, that sucks for me. But you know what? Hey, I ain't got no kids. I ain't got no legacy. And if this is the legacy I can leave, is to help, to share, to spur, to start a movement so that everybody's healthy again, then that's more than most people could ever dream for. That's all I would ever want, is to see everybody succeed from this. So again, I'm Melinda. I'm going to go ahead and end this just because I got to go have a cigarette right now. I'm so healthy. But yeah, look it up. Again, alkaline levels, high pH is the cure for the coronavirus. And the more research you do, great, because that's going to help you to help everybody else. And that's the pay it forward good feeling you get at the end of the day, which is what I thrive on. So peace, y'all. I'll see you later.